It's important to remember that in a prison environment, someone is always watching or listening, whether it's eavesdropping or security cameras recording your every move. It's not enough to just obey the law and follow policy. Don't plant the seeds of an inappropriate relationship. Things that are perfectly innocent from your point of view may seem out of place for someone else. If you get that sense, that red flag, in your own or someone else's actions, it's important to talk to the staff member. It's also important to report that information. Filing an information report does not automatically trigger a formal investigation. Sometimes it's just the piece of a puzzle that points toward a potential problem. Maybe the CO has a dangerous tendency to divulge personal information in front of offenders. Maybe the offender has an infatuation with the CO. Maybe she's gaming him. You won't know unless the administration is able to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Pop 36.
He's been out here for 10 minutes. I wonder what they're talking about.
So when I get released, you're gonna call me, right?
I told you I'll call you. I'll call you.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Oh, great. Now I gotta do an IR.
Man, this is so ridiculous. If I weren't laughing over this, I'd be crying. I'll tell you that right now.
Why does it matter when the paperwork is processed?
I told you, Time Comp has to do a manual audit of your release date. Now you can't be released until the paperwork is completed.
So my release date should be March 1st, right?
I can't tell you that yet. Until Time Comp gives me the information, I won't know. I'll call you up as soon as I get the information. I will, I'll call you.
All right.
Pop 36.
He's been out here for 10 minutes. I wonder what they're talking about.
Why does it matter when the paperwork is processed?
Look, I've already told you. Time Comp has to do a manual audit to confirm your release date.
It's nothing.
Girl, you gotta put your foot down. You let this guy start treating you this way, he's gonna keep right on taking advantage of you.
I'm not even worried about that. You know what I told him before I walked out? I said, if you don't have your stuff together by the time I get back, well, just don't even be here when I do get back.
That's it. Lady, you gotta nip it in the bud.
Each and every time.
I hear ya.
Stop the tape now and discuss the scenes you've just viewed. As you discuss, try to answer the following questions. How is the perception different in the case of a male CO3 versus a female CO3? Has anything inappropriate happened here? Should there be a report? Does your perception of a situation change depending on the sex of the staff or offender? What assumptions do you make? When you suspect inappropriate behavior, it's important to talk to the staff member. It's also important to report that information. filing an information report does not automatically trigger a formal investigation. Sometimes, it's just the piece of a puzzle that points toward a potential problem. Maybe the CO3 was having an appropriate conversation. Maybe not. It's still your responsibility to report.
You let this guy start treating you this way, he's going to keep right on taking advantage of you.
I'm not even worried about that. You know what I told him before I walked out? I said, if you don't have your stuff together by the time I get back, just don't even be here when I do get back.
That's it. Oh, lady, you got to nip it in the bud.
Each and every time.
I hear you.
When you observe behavior that may be inappropriate, it's also important to share your concerns with a staff member privately. Explain to them what you have observed and why you are obligated to report.
Look, I know it's probably nothing. I understand that. You said there's nothing to it, and there probably is nothing to it. But I don't know that. So I'm going to talk to the sergeant.
You know you're going to get me in trouble.
Look, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. But if something's going on that you or I don't know about, like that inmate's trying to game you, then I can get into trouble for not saying anything. Nothing personal, okay?
Just do what you have to do.
It's not always the easiest thing to do, but it is the right thing to do. Both staff members reported the incidents to their immediate supervisors in accordance with Department Order 120. Appropriate action was taken in both cases. If there had been criminal CRIPA violations, staff would have been subject to disciplinary action up to and including dismissal, and could have faced felony charges. There have been over 125 CRIPA investigations since 1999. Although 57 of the allegations were not sustained, 68 have been. 33 staff members resigned. 26 were either dismissed, transferred, or suspended without pay. 9 were referred to the county attorney's office for criminal prosecution. Inappropriate behaviors are out there. Every day, staff plant the seeds that can grow into real CRIPA violations. It's important to be aware of the behaviors that lead to inappropriate staff-offender relationships and to take action. That way, staff can get back to work. The department will continue to encourage staff to hold themselves and their coworkers to a higher standard.